Hello my friends, Chris here from Cards.n.Colors. I didn't do a real video in a long time, and mostly snippets and silent quick flip-throughs of decks that I purchased. But today I thought it could be a nice idea to do a video featuring the decks I've purchased this year, 2022. As of now, it's nearing to the end of May, and yeah, it's almost half of the year. So, well, why not have a look at the decks I purchased, how I feel about them, am I using them, why did I purchase them, would I recommend them? Let's dive in and start with the first deck. So, the first deck I would like to talk about is the STARCHILD Tarot First Edition Reissue Rose Pink variety, a version of the reissued First Edition STARCHILD deck. And I find it hard to talk and show you the deck, describing the deck. So this is the box, we'll start with that. Lovely, with the different emblems, some examples on the back, sturdy box. These are the backs, sacred geometry in pink, and then a matte gold finish. The cards themselves are quite big, as you can see here, compared to my face. And they are matte finish, velvety, rose petal, buttery. You know what I'm talking about. Makes it quite hard to fan them out or shuffle. They have a tendency to stick together, but still the feel is lovely. It's very great, nice feel to have such a big card with such a smooth, velvety texture. Yeah, it feels high quality. So, while I'm showing you the cards, let me just don't focus on the cards. So you, as watching this video, focus on the cards. I'm not focusing on the cards. I'm telling you stuff I can't. It's a lovely mint here that I really adore. So all of the art is very, well, spacey, new age, don't know how to call it, with a lot of sacred geometry layered here on top of the digital art collage, photo collage, digitally enhanced art with nebulas and galaxies and stars everywhere. Oops. Very cool looking. And it's at the same time very futuristic, galactic feeling, sci-fi in a way, but also at the same time, because of the coloration and stuff, it feels very retro. And I really love this, the eeriness, like this for example, very eerie, almost creepy here, with the ladies, come on, focus. With the ladies with the floating hair here, very dreamlike. Six of Cups. Oh, I love this Empress. She's gorgeous. With the mushrooms and the flowers and all the lovely purple and magenta tones here. Page of Cups. Nice hippie vibe going on here. Lovely. Regal line as the Emperor. So I think you get the picture, literally. It's a cool deck, but my personal story with Daniel Noel's decks, well, let me show you some more cards. when the first examples of this deck were visible on the internet at a time where I think, if I remember correctly, I didn't even have a smartphone. So quite a few years ago, I was intrigued by the same mixture that I now adore of futuristic, galactic, new agey stuff, and then the retro vibe, the retro colors and so on. And yeah, I missed the first edition. As mentioned before, not having a smartphone or anything, it seems very hard for me to buy an indie deck, not a mass market deck, from the United States and have it been shipped here to Germany and so on and so on. Paying in US dollars, maybe with bank transfer and whatnot. I think I didn't even have a PayPal account by then. So I missed the first edition, the very, very first edition of the Moonchild Tarot. The Starchild Tarot. So when I had a smartphone, when I was on Instagram and stuff, and I was more connected to the world in a way, I purchased the Akashic Borderless edition of the Starchild Tarot because it was the only edition available at the time. But I have to say, I didn't quite like it. So I gave it away. Then Danielle did the Moonchild Tarot, and yeah, seeing the first pictures on the internet, I thought, woo, this is great. A little gothic maybe, all the Art Deco, Art Nouveau. Yeah, really, really loved it. Loved the first pictures and ideas. Woo, this is quite psychedelic here. And yeah, of course, I purchased the deck. And production value was incredible, absolutely incredible. The same velvety feel and so on. But I didn't really connect with the deck. So, as a friend of mine really, really, really loved the deck. And she's not a nerd, a tarot nerd like me, so for her, she must have felt like I felt when I stumbled upon the very, very first Starchild edition. To her, it was like a miracle getting this deck. She being only used to go to a physical store or shop, or maybe buying from Amazon or stuff, but you're not able to purchase the Moonchild Tarot there. So I gave it to her. Last but not least, I gave it to her, like this card too. And there are even some darker ones here, like the Five of Cups. Ooh, and the Queen of Swords. I'm losing track here, but I'm intrigued. So, where was I? So, Moonchild gave it away. Akashic gave it away. So then, I was ordering from the Netherlands, me living in Germany. There is a online shop in the Netherlands, excuse me, and they import indie and self-published decks like Daniel Noel's deck or Robert M. Place's deck and so on. So shipping costs and taxes and stuff are not, well, they are in a way included in the price if you buy from them, of course, but it can get quite expensive to purchase a deck here in Germany from the United States. So yeah, it's a nice possibility. So I was looking for a different deck, the second deck I'm going to talk about in this video, and then I thought, well, maybe there's a free shipping limit, so you have to purchase, I don't know what, but a special price, so then you can get free shipping. And I was browsing through the decks and I stumbled upon this Starchild Tarot First Edition reissue, and I thought, why not give it a go? You were intrigued at the very first sighting of this deck. You were a bit disappointed by the Akashic. You didn't really connect with the Moonchild, but why not? Let's try it again. And I have to say, now I love it. And if you've been following my Instagram maybe, or my Facebook, my latest daily draws and postings all featured cards from this deck here, the STARCHILD reissued first edition. And yeah, at first glance, some of the cards may seem like, well, I'm not really sure if I can see the meaning of the cards depicted in the scene on the card. And in the guidebook, there are clearly Rider-Waite-Smith classical meanings for each of the cards, but in some of the pictures, you get a feel of, am I really seeing disappointment here? Am I really seeing, well, let's say sorrow or heartache here? Not sure about that. But working with single cards each day, I have to say, you can really find your way in seeing not just the classical meanings, but sometimes even additional meanings you haven't thought of before. For example, here in the Ace of Swords, I came to see like a mountain or a rock being split open by the sword, and then here you can see a lot of shiny crystals representing clarity. So cut through the bullshit and yeah, find clarity in a situation. And also the colorization of the cards, the colors on the card, this minty green here, and the purple lilac tones, the crown and the heart chakra united, like the head and the heart, clarity of the mind, focus, but also trusting your heart, your inner voice, your inner truth. Yeah, and all that just by looking at the card. So it's quite a journey with this deck, I have to say, a lovely journey, an interesting journey. And I'm pretty sure I will keep the STARCHILD Tarot first edition reissue and will not give it away like I did with the Akashic and the Moonshine. So, up to the next. So, here we have the second deck I would like to share with you. This is the MARCHETTI Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. I think most people who are into tarot have heard of Ciro Marchetti. He's done a lot of decks, some of them even mass market decks, but of course not this one. I have to say, I never really liked the other decks, but when I saw this one, I was intrigued, and I thought, well, you don't have any Marchetti deck. This is the one you really are fascinated by, so let's get it. And this is the one that I mentioned when we were talking about the STARCHILD. So I was getting this from this Netherlands store in the Netherlands, I have to say. And then, not really coincidence, but then I stumbled upon the STARCHILD and so on. You've heard the story before. So this deck, first of all, on the back here, this is also the back of the cards themselves. It's a magnetic box here. I like that. I'm not a fan of all the carnival, circus, jester, clown stuff. It creeps me out, I have to say. I find it spooky. This has a metallic, also very by now worn edging in, well, hot pink, I would say. It is as it is. And the art here is quite realistic, naturalistic, fantasy, airbrush, digital, 80s. Don't know why this deck reminds me of the 80s. The style of the 80s in a way. But it's a cool style, and most of the cards are very zoomed in and close-ups, but very fancy, what's the word, compositions. Very cool compositions and some very interesting perspectives here. Like, for example, the 5 of coins or discs or pentacles. So you're not seeing this card here, this illustration being Two people outside in the snow crossing a church. No, you are the one sitting inside the warmth and the poor person is looking in. That's interesting. And that's with a lot of the cards. So this deck, sometimes it can feel a bit cheesy or campy, the style of it, but it's quite clever. It really is clever. Make your choice here with the Two of Wands. For example, this is slightly cheesy. The lovers here on a stage. But then again, I love this Ace of Coins being so earthy and woodsy with the fox, the owl, the squirrel, the oak leaves, and all the moss and the browns and greens. That's really lovely. Really lovely indeed. The World, like a close-up, very zoomed in on the lady. The Anima Mundi. And as you know, if you follow my channel here, I really love historical decks, historical reproductions, Tarot de Marseille, Visconti decks, and so on, reading pip decks. This deck here might be a shock, like the one before maybe, but I'm all for variety. I love all kinds of art and illustration and graphics. So again, the gestury type of fool, I'm not into him, but the Marseille fool in his hand is quite a clever addition. Ace of Wands here. Yeah, most of the pictures in this deck really have some interesting depth. You can get really lost in the pictures, like they are stills from a fantasy movie. That's my association, at least. And what I like is the kings here all feature a close-up of the king himself, and then at the bottom of the card you get like a shadowy figure, the king sitting on his throne. That's quite neat too. Yeah, neat and clever are two words you really can say about this. Very traditional Six of Swords here. And I like the Strength card, for example, like the shamany, witchy, older lady here with her lion, like that. So also a variety of ages and ethnics. The Sun King, Louis XIV. Queen of Wands is quite cool here with the glowing fiery wand and then the little dragon. Again, very fantasy style. Fairy tale like. King of Wands, as mentioned before, close-up of the king, and then at the bottom of the card, the king sitting on his throne. Yeah. It is a nice take. It is a nice deck, and it really sparks your imagination, your fantasy. Doing a 3-card with this deck really feels like different stills of a movie. It's nice. It's a nice deck, and I'm glad I got it. So there we are. Let's move on to the third deck. So the third deck I'm mentioning here is the LILIFER deck by Little Darkness. I already did a quick unboxing and silent walkthrough of this here on this channel. Different style, very different style, excuse me. So the STARCHILD, very new agey galactic feeling, but also retro. The Marchetti, very airbrush, digital, but also in a way 80s retro, 60s retro, 80s retro. This here, watercolor, quite naive, simple art, but with a lot of heart. Like the back here, the rainbow, with the serpents, and the heart, lovely. And the name of the deck, LILIFER, is a mixture of Lilith and Lucifer, but as you can already see here by the lovely art, this is nothing to be afraid of, or nothing scary, satanic or whatnot. It feels like a deck for the inner child, maybe the hurt inner child in a way. And some of the minor arcana are quite pippish, like this one here. Still, they follow the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition. The Chariot here with two cute wolves. The Star. So very, very different from the decks we've seen so far. The Boredom of the Four of Cups, the Empress, the Emperor, the Lovers. I like the floating forms here in this deck. The free style illustration with the watercolor. I like that. Me, myself, when I draw, it's very, very symmetrical, geometrical, and when I see these kind of illustrations, I feel freed from the structure, and that's quite fascinating to me. Here, the colors melting into each other. The Queen, she looks quite dominant. Yeah, I like it. The Magician, fiery Magician. And Three of Swords here. And I have to say, the Little White Book, though it's just a little white book, a paper little white book, it's quite nice. You get a lot of information there. And Six of Wands, riding the serpent, triumphantly, victoriously. A very fiery High Priestess, interesting. So, Little White Book, yeah. There's some interesting additional information there. For example, plants, herbs, and crystals associated with each of the trumps. The Hierophant as a tree, like that idea. Yeah, for doing magical stuff, maybe, for example. So I like it. I like this deck. You can feel the love that went into creating this deck. Last but not least, the very Neptunian King of Cups. Yeah, the LILIFER Tarot. Yet again, a self-published deck, not available through your big online stores. But if you Google Little Darkness, or if you go watch for Little Darkness on Instagram, you can find her shop, and yeah, I recommend this deck. Let's get on to the next one. So, the next deck is an Oracle deck, so not really a tarot, sorry. It's the, well, let me have a look. Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Artwork by Jennifer Hawkyard, I'd say. And book and concept and whatnot by Kyle Gray. So quite an new agey, very light worker kind of deck. I saw, I guess, a walkthrough on YouTube, and I thought some of the cards, that's interesting, that's quite nice. The artwork, the very illuminated, etheric kind of artwork, very colorful, like this here, for example, or the Soul Star activation. So a very, very stellar gateway with the pyramids, and then a stargate with hieroglyphs, and then Thoth here at the top, or the Arcturian light codes. Sometimes I like me a little new agey stuff. Not always, not too much, but Stargate of the Heart, an emerald green, and well, will I keep this deck? I'm not sure. Why did I purchase it? Well, just to see for myself. And I have to say, I already, well, not me personally, well, I drew a card, of course, it was okay. But then 2 friends of mine having some trouble right now. Both of them drew 1 card. And the description in the book was very, very fitting. I have to admit, I was quite surprised by that. Yeah, the central sun with a scarab beetle here. And as you may know, besides doing tarot and collecting tarot on Instagram and YouTube and whatnot, and my day-to-day work, I'm a Aurosoma practitioner. So what's that? Aurosoma is a system that combines aromatherapy, color therapy, plant and herb therapy, crystal therapy, with chakra therapy and energy work and body work and consultation and coaching. So a whole lot of stuff mixed into one, which I quite like. And yeah, as mentioned before, this system, which contains or consists of different products featuring essential oils and herbal extracts and crystal essences and stuff, and all in different colors. So to work with the system, with the products, you first visit a practitioner like me, for example, and then you get a color consultation, because you choose the products through the colors you're drawn to, and the different colors and color combinations, and the ranking of the color and color combinations is a mirror of your soul, your personality traits, your potential, also of course your chakra system, where there might be imbalance or stuff. And then later on you can work with the products. There are body oils, there are essential oils as mentioned before, essences, to realign your well-being, your inner being. And some of the concepts featured in this system are also featured in this deck. So I was interested if maybe, like for example, this card here, Chamber of the Violet Flame. So radical transformation is the keyword here. I will show you the picture. And the color violet or purple in the Aurosoma system speaks of transformation, of transforming negativity, negative thoughts, negative feelings, and so on. So people choosing violet as part of their consultation, of part of their color selection, very, very often are in a state of a transformational process of transforming their life, their way of thinking, their way of feeling. This can be on an inner level or even on an outer level, on a more mundane level. And the concept of the violet flame is illustrated in this card. And I thought, I don't know what I thought, honestly, but I guess I thought that these cards here, some of the illustrations might be a nice tool to illustrate some of the concepts when working with the Aurosoma system or giving and getting a consultation with that Heart of Source. So I'm not 100% sure about this deck. If you like this very illuminated, etheric, new agey, light workers stuff. This deck is for you, I would say. And all in all, it's not bad, of course. The presentation is quite nice. Sturdy box with gilding. We'll see. We'll see. Off to the fifth and last one. So here we are with the fifth and last deck in this video again. An oracle. Sorry for that. It's the Woodland Wardens deck by Jessica Rue. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. And it's published by Andrews McMeel Publishing. So readily available everywhere. Mass market, like this one. And I already did a quick unboxing and silent flip through yesterday. So if you would like to see that, feel free. It comes in a nice box with a quite big booklet, handbook with fully illustrations, fully illustrated pages featuring the pictures on the cards in black and white and inspirational questions. And each of the cards here from the Woodland Wardens Oracle features an animal, so an animal embodying a quality, and a plant. And the artist and the creator combined the plant and the animal quite neatly, and they are also keywords. So for example, here we have the combination of dragonfly and pansy, and the keyword is balance. We have the rooster and sunflower, a natural fit, I would say, and communication. We got the butterfly and snowdrop. Again, a natural combination, snowdrop being one of the first blooming plants after the winter, so new hope, new beginnings, new freshness like the butterfly, and the keyword is hope, as I already said. The deer and oat for healing. The crow and dogwood, intelligence, as crows and ravens are very, very intelligent creatures. Goat and willow. I like the composition here. By the way, overcoming obstacles is the keyword. By the way, the art is stunning, like illustrations from old botanical books or something like that. Very classic. The frog and lotus, metamorphosis. Finch and peach, romance. And quite earthy, muted colors. Quite relaxing actually to just look at these lovely pictures. Badger and ginkgo, bear and cedar, the squirrel and chestnut. Preparation. Prepare for the hard times, for the winter. Mars and buttercup with innocence. It's a bit of a fool energy, and it's also numbered 0. Fox and ivy, adaptability. Yes. Bee and pomegranate, productivity. Yes, I can see that. Snake and fern, quite a dark, witchy illustration here. Ooh, and the eel and iris. Cool. I already saw, I guess, a live walkthrough done by Callie from The Truth and Story. So I knew that there are these very big, chunky white borders, but I don't know. I'm not going to trim this deck. I think it's okay. don't know. I'm afraid the cardstock is not the very best, I have to say. It's okay, it's workable. And I'm not sure if I would trim this deck, being so relatively flimsy and papery. I think it would be hard to shuffle the cards after trimming them. So I'm not going to do that. And honestly, I don't think that this is a deck that I would use very often. Maybe combining it with a earthy, natural, animal-based tarot deck like the Wildwood, for example, would be nice. Or as a bonus, some guidance or inspiration after a tarot reading. Yeah, I can see myself using this deck in this way. But I will definitely keep this because the presentation and the art and the idea behind it, they are all lovely. So, there you have it. So, I hope you enjoyed me sharing the decks I purchased so far in 2022 with you. Maybe you would like to share yours in the comment section below. I would love to talk to you, read from you. Did you like the decks I purchased? If not, why not? Do you have the decks I purchased? Did I inspire you to maybe purchase one of the decks? What did you get? Yeah, as always, feel free to comment. And yeah, if you like this video, if you like my channel, please feel free to follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, of course, and maybe also follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I guess I'll see you soon. Have a nice day wherever you are. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.